Alright, made the bed, took a shower, got through today's mail. It's 11:45 and we've got just a freaking gorgeous day out here. I don't know how warm or cold it is. I think it's supposed to be in the mid-60s today, but I was in the mood for some shorts, so I got the, what do you call this green? It's got a name. It's like a heather sea something. Oh, come on. I don't know. It's got a name. I'll remember later. I'll insert a random clip. But I've been productive. We set up another bed here in the, what will soon be my office, but our office. But today and for the next weekend, acting as a bedroom for our special guest this weekend. Here's the light, all hung and done. We've got a little bit of ceiling touch-up. So we didn't know, this one's a lot bigger than the other light, and we didn't know that. Let's cut to the intro first. So we didn't know if this one being so much larger than the old one, if it was going to be too close to the wall over here, hanging it from its original location that the builders would have installed that box, 30 years ago. So they said it was going to be about 5 inches from the wall, and we thought that was going to be done way over here. So then the option was going to be to either move the box in the ceiling over. The installer said that the ceiling joists run this way, long ways in the space, and that we could just move it over 14.5 inches and install a new box about right there, or hang it from that one and then swag it over with a hook, and you put a hook up in the joist, and then, so the chain would originate there and then droop over here and then hang from there. Well, you can see those two little holes where they went looking for the joist and found nothing, because the joists run the opposite way. They run this way in the space. And in between two of the parallels, they put a perpendicular to install that box on, so it was in the center. But anyways, we ended up hanging it from there. The other option was going to be putting it in that beam, but that would be way over here too far, and I think it looks fine. It's actually 7.5 inches or so from the wall, and I think it looks good. So we got a good height. We're going to have to go up there today, set a ladder up. There's a couple fingerprints right by the fixture I can see to the right. And then the two holes they patched with a caulking, but we're going to put some paint on that. So that'll be today's little project. After mowing yesterday, we got the cushions back outside. The only two that are remaining in here are these two that sit on the bench in the kitchenette. And I think he's probably going to have them recovered or do something, because we've repainted this, and I don't know, the green doesn't really go with anything in here, especially that bright green. Then we'll get some pillows for that, and that'll be the little bench for the table. Otherwise, this room is still largely a work in progress. It's been repainted. They got the green going on here in what was the dining room and may not be the dining room. We may put a different light fixture in there, and it would be an extension off the family room. Got the couch in there right now, table, get some other furniture for out here. The green continues in here around the windows. There's some boxes here that are going to get some sort of plants. There's also going to be a bunch of palm trees in here, like 4 or 6 foot palms in the corners, stuff like that, different furniture. So this is the next project now that the family room is about done, aside from decorating and putting stuff in the shelves. But it definitely looks more normal now under blue skies and with the cushions back and a nicely mowed yard, and the hammock's back up, the umbrellas are back, so it looks like the usual now. I can't see the screen at all out here, but somewhere up there we've got harriers. Damn. Bright as hell. I think it's out of focus, but I can't tell. So it is car show time. My dad's friend here in the neighborhood has a F10 M5, and we're gonna head over to his place and then go over to a car show in Poway. Weird time for a car show. It's about 7 p.m. I think it starts at 8, but we're gonna go early to get decent parking spots, I guess. It's at 7 o'clock. So I'm in this car. Hold on, we gotta fix that. I'm gonna put that there, and then like that. So I drew the M5 stick, and he got the old slow car over there, which looks awesome at night, by the way. Its road presence is amazing any time of day. I think it's even cooler at night though, because it's got the pop-up lights, which people bitch about it dating the car. It's a 20-year-old car. That's why I love it, is because it looks dated. It shows its time period so well, and it's beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Oh man, that's fantastic. The pop-up lights hiding in the shadows. And there's the F10 at Silverstone. It's a 2013. I didn't know what year it was. I could tell by the steering wheel it was a pre-facelift though. So I'm gonna follow them over. Well, they've got a helicopter or an aircraft up there and a loudspeaker and a searchlight, and they have declared this event unlawful in the state of California, and they're threatening to arrest everybody at this car show. So we have decided to leave and not be arrested. There are 1,000,007 douchebags here. All of them are either driving 3 Series BMWs, Lesbarus, or Mitsubishis, or really old S4s. That seems to be mostly 3 Series. They're all revving the shit out of their cars and being really loud, and we've heard tires peeling. You just can't get all these kind of people together. There's a nice M3 actually, but you can't get all these people together and not have those kind of morons ruin it for everybody. So we were only here about an hour, met some cool people. Guy in a Sepang Bronze E60 M5. It's my dad's friend in the F10, Carlos. So it sucks we didn't get to see more than about 5% of it, but now we gotta go home. Okay, we're back. So they moved the show unofficially up to a McDonald's parking lot in Rancho Bernardo, so I followed the guys up there. My dad didn't get the memo and brought the Ferrari home. But I got up there in the M5 and it was pretty much only the Mustang, Camaro, Viper guys, so that's not really my crowd, so I stayed for maybe 5 minutes, did a walk around. It was very few cars. There were very few cars, so then I came back here. We watched 3 episodes of 70 Show and it's now bedtime. So I have not yet gotten access to the Mac to get the footage off of that. I will hopefully try to do that tomorrow. If not, I might be home by the time these go up. I'll have to tweet and let you guys know or something. But today, a little bit of work. We fixed the ceiling where they installed the lights, set the ladder up in there, and just did a little quick touch up with the ceiling paint. I cleaned the garage out. I don't know, for some reason when it rains and you drive wet cars in there, all these stones and seed pods and crap fall out of the car on the floor, so got that cleaned up. Sat outside in the sun today for a while. Lunch at Panera, dinner at In-N-Out. Checked the status on my Mac repair. I plugged the number in and it said repair canceled. So I'm like, well shit, why would they cancel the repair? So I call Apple, get a nice lady, April, and she looked into it and determined that there were actually 2 numbers for the serial. There are 2 repair ID numbers for the my computer serial number. The first one was when I went in and had the appointment and they set it up, and then they canceled that when I actually brought the computer back a few hours later and assigned a new number to it. So we plugged that number in, the repair was completed in a matter of hours, and it's already on its way back to Ohio. So it's going to beat me home. It's going to arrive in Hudson tomorrow. I'll still be here until Monday. So I should have sent it back here because I would have had it then tomorrow, which is great. You know, Tuesday to Friday, going all the way to Texas and back for a new display. Not bad. But whatever, it'll get back to Ohio. I looked at changing the address. The option was grayed out on FedEx.com, so I can't do that, but it'll be home soon, so whatever. The only negative is I'll have to drag this thing back to Ohio, and the box. The box is what's going to suck, although it is a small box, but I'll have to wedge that in the suitcase and not damage it, because I can't return it, obviously, if it's damaged. Additionally, so using this for 2 days, the touch bar, yeah, that's the new shit. I feel like they're really bored and out of ideas and out of innovation. So they add a touchscreen on top of the keyboard. Well, here's the problem with that. So before, you could very quickly, simply, and easily adjust your screen brightness, play and pause your music, forward a track, back a track, keyboard brightness, volume, and escape. Now, this stupid thing changes for whatever application you're in. So there's the Finder, just idling at the desktop, dead space. If you want the old bar back, you've got to hit that little triangle there, which is about 4 pixels wide. Usually you hit the wrong button. If you take your time and hit it, now it turns into what it used to be. But there's no haptic feedback on it. It doesn't vibrate or make any sounds or anything. You touch this and your controls work as expected. I think you can take it and there's one view, you can take it and slide and it'll go down, but you can press and hold, but you don't get any tactile feedback, and it takes 2 touches to get to anything. So let's say you're in the, let's open up Safari, and we get this view for Safari. I can type here to do a website search. Why would I want to do that? That's bizarre to me. And then it also shows a couple very random bookmarks. So there's Chase. So I can navigate to Chase from the keyboard. Well, there's the answer to a question that I never had, and that's kind of what the whole touch bar is. But now let's say something comes on, I went to YouTube maybe, and something came on, and it's too loud. Well, there's a dedicated mute key, which is good, but the volume up, now I have to enter the volume controls. There's the first touch, and then I can either slide or use the buttons. But they're in weird places, far apart, 2/3 across the touch bar, so I think that's stupid. Now I did find out that if I wanted to take the brightness, I could hold the brightness and then slide like that. So I guess that could be useful, but if I have it all the way down and I grab it and I slide over, I run out of touch bar before it gets all the way up. And I'm sliding over here to the right to adjust that on the left, right? That's a little honky. And then keyboard brightness, we've got to aim for the little triangle again, and there's the keyboard brightness. Everything's just an extra step away, and the entire point of the functions keys up there are so they're right there. One touch, instant response, and that is no more. And then there's just weird controls. If I open the reminders app, what do I get? I get a grayed out plus that I can't use, and then all this wasted space. And then the escape key isn't really over to the left anymore, it's over there. So the only thing I really like about this is the Touch ID to log in and authenticate to the system, which is nice. That definitely adds value. But the rest of it, I think it's inconvenient and it's difficult to use and it's out of the way. And I don't know that it's something you get used to. There's no feedback to it, and it's extra steps to get to everything. So not really a fan of that. The speakers on this computer are really good. They're better than my MacBook Pro that's coming back in a couple days, for sure. They have more bass response, there's more mid-range, they are a good improvement. And I thought the same thing when I got the 15-inch Retina MacBook Pro over the non-Retina. Those were a huge improvement, so another improvement there. Huge-ass trackpad, no value. I don't see any reason to make it, I don't know how much bigger it is, 50%, 75% bigger. That doesn't do anything for me. It is slimmer. I like that it's slimmer, I like that it's smaller while still retaining the screen size. It's a smaller footprint, and it's definitely lighter. So I like that. Apple things not illuminated, I don't really care about that. Connectivity, you've already heard me rant about that. I cannot even plug my phone in, and wireless sync isn't working, so I have no way of charging my phone now, or charging or syncing my phone until I'm home, which is obnoxious. Thank God there is still a 3.5mm audio jack. Otherwise, I don't notice any speed differences. This is the mid-tier model, and I'm used to the high end. This is the 2.7 with 16 gigs of RAM. I don't know what LPDDR3 is. Double data rate 3 LP. I don't know what the LP is. And then this has the 2 graphics card, the HD 530 with 1.5 gigs. I think mine probably has 1 gig. HD, I don't even know what it is. The regular integrated Intel card, and then the dedicated card on this one's 2 gigs, which is what my MacBook Pro is, but there's an option to 4. If I were buying one of these, I would probably spec it to 4. But then you get options like this. You can cycle through the tabs up here with the touch bar. Why? Total gimmick. No reason to do that. You're using the display, you're not typing, so you're using the pointing device, not straining to look way up here to see that stupid display. So, okay, 7-minute clip. Sorry for the rant, just thought I'd give some input on that. The display, did they change the display? Are colors supposed to be better contrast ratio, viewing angle? Wow, the viewing angle is actually fantastic. I don't even know if my other one's like that, but why would I want to sit and look at the computer like that? I always look at the computer straight on. Somebody looking like this would be next to me in an airplane or somewhere, and I probably don't want them looking at my screen. But the viewing angle is great, so I don't know, maybe my other one isn't. I never really noticed. Color-wise, I have it in night shift mode right now using flux, so it looks very yellow. If I disable flux, I don't really want to do that because then I'll be off for an hour. But then it looks really blue. So great computer, but it's totally handicapped by the lack of connectivity, and the touch bar is a total gimmick, and I wish it weren't there. So that took me 8 minutes to say. All right, I'm going to bed. Guest comes in tomorrow. I'm going to pick him up from the airport around noon, or hopefully before 1. He's flying through San Fran. So, you know, low-hanging clouds in the morning is always a option, or always a possibility there that could screw him over. But tomorrow's going to be fun. It's going to be a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys on Friday. Good night. Good night, Peanut.